Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this 2v2 showdown featuring the Sons of Sigmar and the Tomb Kings, taking it to the Wood Elves and the Greenskins. It's going to be myself on the Empire and the Dreadlord Professor Pone on the Tomb Kings, the undefeated 2v2 team, facing off against Felcon on the Wood Elves, as well as Gojira. So I think Felcon is going to be coming in with an Ancient Tree Man, and Gojira will be leading the big old Wah here, and it is going to be none other than Grimgor Ironhide. Now, as far as our build goes, lots of memes, lots of fun stuff, but that's what 2v2 is all about. So frontline is going to be Spearmen and Flagellants backed up by double Witch Hunter. So taking it back to the old school with Balthazar GELT. I'm sure you guys remember the early days. So there was a time when Witch Hunters, their ability Accusation, which basically they point their finger at someone, they're like heresy, and apparently it debuffs them and stuff like that. But basically, there was a time where Accusation was like a free Spirit Leech. It was insanely overpowered. So what you would do is you bring two Witch Hunters with Balthazar GELT, you'd spam the free Spirit Leeches on any target, then nail them with Final Transmutation, and you pretty much just kill any character. It was very, very strong. I mean, it could still be beaten, but it was a very cheesy kind of tactic that was quite good before. So I do have the front line covered with my Sigmarites ready to take on the Greenskins. Quite a bit of a good times there for them. Now, to help deal with the infantry, because of course our front line is very pathetic, right? It's Flagellants, State Troopers. I think we have like one or two Nehekar Warriors kind of lying around. We do have 4 Knights of the Blazing Sun, which are exceptional against both Wood Elves as well as Greenskins, right? So that was kind of the school of thought. So we got 4 of those, and how could we go into a 2v2 with the Empire and not bring either Hellstorms or the Luminarch of Hysh? So this is going to be blasting. Basically, we saw Grimgor, and Pone and I were both laughing in chat, basically just kind of like, okay, let's snipe Grimgor with everything we have just for the laughs and gaffs and see how it goes. Professor Pone does have Ushapti Grapos in his battle line, and Necrotect, DJ KHATEP on the booth, Tomb Prince, Tomb Scorpion, and the big Titan here in the back. Now for our opponents, Felcon as well as Gojira, it is going to be a massive Greenskin infantry line backed up by Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts. Glade Guard spam is very strong. The first shot coming in, and it nails Grimgor, his hide not so iron, against the Luminarch of Hysh as he does get blasted, but Felcon immediately, being the glorious, awesome teammate that he is, comes in with an Earthblood and is able to kind of counter some of that damage. But we still get the spell out. But yeah, Felcon's army is basically all archers with a couple cheap cav units and double Forest Dragon actually, and an Ancient Tree Man, and Gojira comes in with the infantry, which is certainly very, very smart. Now the Ushapti Greatbows blasting in, as are the Caskets. Caskets going into the Glade Guard, and now the Knights of the Blazing Sun going to be pushing up. But pushing cavalry into Glade Guard missile lines is very scary for sure, but I figured we have to blunt their charge a little bit because of how vastly superior their infantry quality is. Now, not the best charge, honestly. I do take a lot of damage. Another charge coming in here on these Knights of the Blazing Sun. We do kind of halt the charge for a moment, but for the most part, Felcon with some very good Overwatch fire, able to shoot into the Knights of the Blazing Sun and really punish me for extending into his lines, really. Luminarch of Hysh up on the high ground, getting shot by 2 Waystalkers. Nothing I can do about that, but going for Grimgor once again, baby. Here it goes, and Grimgor waddling all the way to the battlefield. It would have been a better choice to shoot at the Ancient Tree Man, who's already weak to fire, but I couldn't resist just going after the Haggard Master himself. So here we do have some Savage Orc Biggins trying to chase my Knights of the Blazing Sun, who are trying to avoid a bad engagement here with the Spider Riders as well as the Squig Hoppers. But yeah, we should be able to kind of lure them away and hopefully get a good engagement. But now the frontline fighting is officially underway. The Flagellants fighting Savage Orc Biggins, who are getting casketed pretty good. That's actually going to allow the Flagellants to win a fight they would normally just get absolutely massacred in. Grimgor once again getting sniped. Just brutal, brutal stuff, but really good breath attacks here from Felcon on the far side. He gets the Forest Dragon, just nails us right there. And honestly, the Wood Elf army really being just devastating here. The amount of focus fire coming in from the Glade Guard spam and the double Waystalker has just been brutal. The Waystalkers themselves broke off the Luminarch, but not before it really, pretty much took down Grimgor to the point of, I would say, no return here. Another breath attack coming in from the Dragon. That one does miss. Knights of the Blazing Sun hammering into the front line, able to get a good counter charge here onto the Glade Riders. And now comes the big Final Transmutation, which is going to be so juicy. It hits Grimgor, it hits Ancient Tree Man, it hits some Glade Guard, and also the Arwar Night Goblins. That was a beautiful one from GELT Daddy, and he cackles in golden up there, while the Luminarch shot just blasts Grimgor, and then he just gets unceremoniously dunked on by Balthazar GELT. So Grimgor has officially been welcomed to Astalia. Now let us see if we can welcome the rest of this army to Astalia. It's certainly not looking like it. They're getting a very nice push. The Greenskin infantry quite devastating. I do get some cavalry around the back, which were able to win their fight against the Greenskin Squig Hoppers, as well as those other units here, but we are forced back onto our back foot, as Spider Riders from Gojira do surround us in the back, pinning in the Ushapti Greatbows. My Knights of the Blazing Sun are able to clean them up, but that force of the Wood Elves just pushing forward is so nasty, and honestly, the Luminarch has been really good this game. You can see we get another good shot on the Ancient Tree Man, and as far as value accrued, 1,700. I believe the Luminarch itself does cost about 1,700. It's really not the worst thing in the world. Now trying to get into the back line here to get onto Falcon's archers, but a nice rotation here from the Greenskins, able to get some infantry in the way here, and it does force me to kind of pull away from that idea, and also retreat with these Knights of the Blazing Sun, who have been slapped with Gorkle Fix-It. Professor Pone still does have the Titans and monsters fighting, so the Godzilla King Kong action is still very much alive here. And KHATEP, though, a little bit in the danger zone, trying to get away. I do use my Knights of the Blazing Sun to intercept the Forest Dragon, accusing the Dragon of heresy before it is able to terror out my Witch Hunter here, or just route it in general. But we are getting some good work in. This Dragon getting a little bit low, Balthazar Gelt himself getting in there with his cane or his sword. I'm not really sure which one he is using, but we do jump in there on the Dragon nonetheless. We do bring it down very quickly. Knights of the Blazing Sun doing well against the very low armor on that Dragon. So Balance of Power is pretty much dead even at this point. A very back and forth game. We've gotten some nice backfields picks. We still do have the big scary Titan. Ushabti Greatbow is still functional. And there still are, I believe, some heavy cavalry on my side. So the Knights of the Blazing Sun here rocking 37 models. We have another unit here, which is finally going to be getting into the cookie jar. Although it looks like Falcon with a very nice something or other. No, that was actually Goji with a Vindictive Glare, which only kills one Knight. They do have really good magic resist, so yeah, a little bit of a nice little bonus they got there. So trying to move in here, it looks like some sort of a snare or slow going down. Gorkle Fix-It, very nice play there by Gojira, getting a beautiful snare, protecting Falcon's archers, which otherwise would have been pretty much wiped up here. That slow buys a lot of time for Falcon to maneuver his forces and perhaps find some sort of a countermeasure, right? Otherwise, those guys would be dead right now. Now, Balthazar Gelt flying back in once again, Arcane Conduit active. KHATEP, I think, got killed somehow or maybe got away on his DJ booth. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it looks like the DJ booth has been officially squashed, but that slow was huge. It basically locked down my Knights. It allowed the Glade Riders to come in and break them here and allowed his other archers to time to react. But another big final transmutation going down. It does hit the Forest Dragon. Gelt gets in there, getting his hands dirty. Professor Pone coming in with the Steel Chair Spirit Leech here to try and finish off the Dragon. 11 leadership. But also, Falcon does respond with the regrowth from his Ancient Tree Man. And it's looking a little bit scary for us. The inexorable advance of the Glade Guard is here. That opportunity to shut them down was very brief. Certainly looked good, but the Gorkle Fix-It was beautiful. Able to slow down our forces and really allow our opponents to kind of get their bearings once again. And the Waystalkers are now officially out of ammunition, but not before the Arrows of Kurnus. Where were those ones going? It was kind of hard to tell. Anyways, yeah, a lot of our big monsters like the Titans and different units that were kind of holding our balance of power together are being swarmed and beaten down without support here on the ground. The Savage Orc Biggins are rapidly cutting through the Titan here. And yeah, he's not going to last a whole lot longer. Nice restore there by Pone Dog, but I don't think it's going to be enough to save him, especially since Falcon does have some Starfire Shafts kind of pounding into him. And Balthazar Gelt, you know, flying around, cackling like the true hero of Warhammer he is. Let's go ahead and look at his value he's gotten so far. Nah, 1,500. Not super great, honestly. Not the best ones. I thought it would have been better, hitting Grimgor and the Tree Man and those different units, but I guess it wasn't terribly devastating. Anyways, Gelt and his Knights of the Blazing Sun trying to rally the last of the Sigmarites. Here comes another final transmutation. Should be hitting the Waystalkers, not sure. A little bit slow in the cast there, and it only gets one of them, so that was a little bit of a blunder. Yeah, and it looks like they were able to run out of it. So yeah, I kind of got owned there a little bit, but Gelt going in for the last laugh anyways. And at this point, I think we kind of knew the game was probably more or less over as our army was falling apart here. And Gelt and the Knights of the Blazing Sun, I'm crying, I'm so sad, you know, are probably not long for this old world. Tomb Scorpion and the Necrotech still grinds in there against the Greenskin Infantry. Balthazar Gelt getting sniped, but he does survive it. Will he find his way back to his homeland? We will see here on the next episode. The last of the missiles shooting into the Titan. The Titan is disintegrating due to army losses, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG, well played to our opponents. Pone and I, you know, still undefeated. Totally, yes, of course, but no, GG, well played. Really, really fun. But so as far as the breakdown here goes, Gelt and company, yeah, 234, 269. Oh, all right, that guy knows how to live. Yeah, the Luminarch did okay. Knights of the Blazing Sun all did pretty good. I mean, one of them got shut down, but the other two paid for themselves. And honestly, it wasn't a bad performance there. For Pone's army, KHATEP kind of got shut down, and that's rough, getting only that much considering he is your caster and, you know, artillery piece. Greatbows didn't do bad, 2,000 on the ROR, but the other ones, yeah, kind of got shut down as well. Yeah, the Glade Guard spam was really nasty. It was really hard to deal with that for our two forces. We didn't have any mortars, or aside from like just pushing into their battle lines, we didn't have any like true answers for this archer line. The Greenskins, of course, a very scary force filled with good units with the exception of Grimgor, but yeah, like the Greenskins, yeah, the shock cavalry can deal with that infantry, right? And so can the Tomb Scorpion and Titan are very helpful there, but we couldn't deal with those archers, and they just were so punishing. Yeah, and of course, Falcon is very good at 2v2 and like coming up with builds and strategies. Probably one of the best out there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. Well played to our opponents, Falcon and Gojira. It's my glorious ally, Professor Pone, still undefeated in my heart. And we will see you guys next time. Take care.